Every day, all around us, men are breaking silently. You see them at the office, on the road, in church, at home. But you don't see them. Not really. Because behind the handshakes, the "I'm good, bro," the casual laughter, are stories of fear, fatigue, and emotional exhaustion. This is a documentary about what's never said, about the men we never hear.
My name is Emmanuel Amuche. Okay, so I'm a makeup artist, a stylist, and an events planner.
My name is Michael, but everybody calls me Boyega. I'm a digital marketer, content creator, blogger, footballer, fitness enthusiast. I'm everything, graphic designer, music producer, everything. People don't talk about men's mental health a lot. They just want you to be a man, basically. That's my view. I think that it should be more publicized, it should be more spoken about.
What's your name?
My name is Prince Hills. I'm a voiceover artist. Well, I think it's something that is not really talked about much. I think it's something that needs a little more awareness on, but generally, I'd say a man's mental health is a conversation that should be had, but isn't had.
My name is Hamza Kabir.
What do you do?
I'm a student. My view on men's mental health is probably a bit different from what the entire world sees. I think men's mental health is something of utmost importance, which is not given much recognition, especially in this part of the world.
I don't think there will ever be any safe space for men to talk about their emotions, to be honest. I don't think men are wired that way in the first place. But I wish there will be safe spaces, you understand? Because there are a lot of things that means I want to air out. But if you do it, bro, you don't lose guard. They go easy and laugh you. So I don't think there will be safe spaces anytime soon. Like true safe spaces, oh, maybe all those one where they go tell you, say this is a safe space, say your mind. By the time you say your mind like this, that's weapons for them to bash you.
Definitely not. I don't feel that way. Because even online, you see a lot of mostly women coming out and saying men aren't really opening up and stuff. But then I feel like there's a lot of stigma around men opening up about their mental health. So it feels like the space is there, but it's really not there. Because you come out and speak, and then all of a sudden you become a meme or something like that.
No,
Why not?
we don't even show ourselves that grace. So, I mean, if we're not gracious to ourselves as guys, how dare we expect people to be gracious to us? So, we're not even gracious to ourselves. So,
Globally, men are 3 to 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women. Yet they are far less likely to seek help, to admit they are struggling, to ask for someone, anyone, to just listen. But these aren't just statistics. They are your brother, your son, your father, your friend. Behind every quiet man is a storm he's afraid to name.
I wouldn't say, to be honest. I think what has impacted my view on mental health has been my recent experiences and encounters, and just learning new stuff, personal experiences, and just having conversations with people, learning how they feel. But I wouldn't say cultural, because mostly in our culture and the society at large, it's not something we really get to speak about.
well, I grew up in a very content family. This I mean, you can't always talk about things, but you can talk about certain things. Your need was catered to without talking about it. So I grew up very content, and I appreciate that. So when I interact with the world and I see what some persons are struggling with, it doesn't make sense to me because I'm like, you should be able to handle that.
Well, yes, yes, it has. Culturally, we're expected to be a man, basically. So you're not expected to show weakness. You're not expected to cry. You're not expected to be emotional. You're not expected to be effeminate, basically. So culturally, you're expected to be a man. So everything that you see other men doing, just do. Don't ask questions. Yeah, that's kind of upbringing that most of us got. But I think I'm one of the lucky few that, I had this kind of balanced upbringing. Had this. My father was the kind of person that would ask you to say your mind. Doesn't beat. Doesn't. I think I had a bit of a balance. But the outside world, you are trained at home and you are trained outside. So at home, my dad is telling you, tell me what the problem is. Do this, do this, do this. If you need to talk, talk. Meanwhile, outside, they don't want to hear what your problem is, guy. Just do what other boys are doing, basically. Yeah. So it affected.
Okay, yeah. The my upbringing, yeah, influenced because the way my parents taught me stuffs like how to handle stuffs and how to behave when stuffs around me are happening. Like, okay, let me use an example for like the general main what will I call it, perspective of life. Men don't do stuffs. Men don't go to the kitchen. Men don't do some things. But my parents taught me the other way. Yeah, the other way around. Yeah.
Ah, I don't want to deep this thing, but it has affected a lot. All those manning up, all those, it can it can it can cause you to be emotionally unavailable. You understand? When you have man up for so many years, like imagine now they are telling you to man up, man up, man up, you're a teenager. All you know how to do is manning up. So when time to be vulnerable with your partner or to explain things to your partner, all you know how to do is to just say, oh yeah, no wahala, no wahala. Meanwhile, you are supposed to talk things out. Usually men don't even talk things out. You just, oh yeah, for no wahala, you don't finish. But normally you suppose if you are dating somebody, you don't have to be manning up with the person every time. When the person needs you to man up, you man up. When you need to switch it off, you switch it off. But usually most guys these days, no fit, you understand. The same thing translates to their family members, you understand. They cannot really be emotional with their children, cannot really be emotional with their parents, with their siblings, you understand. They're always hard guy, especially Nigerian men. Hard guy every time. Doesn't work now. Sometimes you go off them. So yes, it affects.
Not really, to be honest, because something I always try to keep to me, so I don't really let it affect my relationship with others. And probably not everyone even knows what you're going through most of the time. So it's something you just battle alone.
I wouldn't say that. People that I have very few friends. People that get close enough to be my friends are people with a certain level of emotional intelligence and stuff. So there's a safe space amongst the people that I can rely on, and I'm also very blessed with my family. So I wouldn't say affirm to that answer.
From the moment a boy falls and is told, don't cry, be a man, something dangerous begins to grow. Silence. As he gets older, he learns crying is a weakness, asking for help is failure, vulnerability is not masculine, and so the mask becomes permanent. Man up. 2 words, just 6 letters. But for countless men, it's not just a phrase, it's a prison.
when I was in secondary school, every guy, there was a certain standard of like girls that boys are supposed to like. Then I don't know if like there's a certain standard. I don't know if people can relate anyway, but there's like a certain spec. So every boy was liking that spec. I mean, I say, now this one I like. It cause problem. Oh. They even started saying I was gay, said that why will you be liking somebody that is like a man? You understand? So that's just one funny example. But there's many others, you understand, of being judged for emotions. Like when I said, for some time I said I'm not drinking, they peer pressure me into drinking alcohol. And it did not end well for all of us that day. You understand?
Not really. I think I have a very good circle that lets me be vulnerable most times. So they always try to give me a listening ear, and whatever I'm going through, I think they don't judge me by it. And most times we're almost going through similar things, so it's just like we're having deep conversations and all that.
I think that happens with every thing, every decision, every emotion. You could be misunderstood. So yes, generally.
The one of I say I don't want to smoke Igbo. They say no, if you are a man, you must smoke Igbo. Thank God I never smoked that one that they said, because what happened to them? Now me come they gather people, they carry them go house. You understand? But it was just like I was first mocked. You understand? Because they said I was weak because I'm not smoking what people are smoking. You understand? But in the end, it turned out well for me, sha. You get? Because now me come later, they put everybody for bike. They carry them go house. But like I said, I was first judged, I was first mocked for not doing what everybody else is doing. Another one is when boys started doing Yahoo and I did not do Yahoo with them. They still mock me join, but we thank God today, nobody has arrested me. I'm not running from EFCC, you get? But yes, I've been judged a lot for many, many things. But this is just a few funny ones. The emotional ones are still there that I can only share with priests and my father. But yes.
Don't deal with it, zombie mode. Don't deal with it. Suck it up, man. You're a man, so yeah.
You're a man. You are a man. You can handle it. You're a man. They always use that word when you have like a problem. You call someone, so you need like an advice or something. Say you're a man. Take it. Just hold on to it. You're a man. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. That word for me is not it. Let me just use that. Let me not use a harsh word. It's not it for me. Yeah.
Like I said earlier, battle it alone. That's what the society expects from every man. You're not allowed to come off as a baby or something like that, or come off as a feminine personality, because it looks like at this point every man undergoing any sort of mental difficulty is like some form of a female or something like that. You're a man, you shouldn't be going through this. Or you're a man, you can do better.
Phrases or reactions. The first reaction that annoys me the most is just start laughing at you. That's like when I was having like school fees issues at some point, and they were like, guys, see what they do, see how they take get. And I say I cannot do it, and the first thing he decided he wants to laugh at me. I'm like, bro, doesn't make any sense now. My papa said he go send money, he go send the money, and I go wait now. How for you? But yeah, I was laughed at, you understand, for not having some certain, gadgets too. People laugh at you. For not living a certain lifestyle, people laugh at you. So the first reaction that used to annoy me is when people start laughing. I'm telling you something's wrong with me, you're laughing. Why are you laughing? What's funny exactly? So the phrase that annoys me the most is, guy, I know they do like woman. Bro, what the fuck is wrong with you, guy? Every tell me I should not be doing like a woman. Okay, what is even wrong with doing like a woman, self? Like, what is even wrong? You understand? So that no, they do like woman. It actually annoys me a lot, but yeah, we just look over it.
I'd close up and probably not even put myself in the space. If I really sense that, it's going to be a man, suck it up, I'd just lock up and not even be vulnerable at all. Because, it's not worth it.
Like I said, in secondary school, we always had to man up. You get, because like if you went to a school that is like a all boys school, like single gender type of school, you'll be forced to do that. You understand? Because like I said, you're not even allowed to like smile a lot, not to talk of crying. Bro, they cry. Hey, they will pick on you and pick on you and pick on you because they know you're going to cry. It just gives them that. It gives bullies that, that sense of accomplishment. When they see you crying, they're able to make you cry. You understand? So yeah, I had to man up. Everybody had to man up.
From the moment he's born, a boy begins to learn the rules of manhood. Don't feel too much. Don't be too soft. Be a real man. And so he begins to build walls. Every tear held back. Every fear buried. Every moment of vulnerability crushed becomes another brick. By the time he's 18, many boys have already mastered the art of emotional silence. And when life hits, when depression knocks, when heartbreak shatters, when failure stings, they only know how to wear a smile and say, I'm fine.
Yeah.
In what ways?
We pay more attention to the ladies, to the women, pay more attention to the women than the men. They always feel the men are very strong. They can handle anything that comes their way, unlike the ladies.
Definitely.
In what ways?
I mean, you're a man. You're told men don't cry, suck it up. Basically, when you're a man, you are a walking ATM. You're supposed to provide. You're supposed to know how to do what to do. You're supposed to be the quote unquote sacrificial lamb. So no one really cares how you're feeling. You're supposed to be the guy. You're supposed to be the guy. It's just what it is. You're supposed to be the guy.
Men's mental health is not spoken about a lot. I think now it's even more, it's out there. But growing up, it was always about like the girls, you understand? She's crying, it will pain her, But you, nothing concern anybody. They don't want you to cry. They don't want you to be weak. They don't want you even to smile in some places. Like the secondary school I went to, smiling too much was a problem. Yeah, they'll ask you why are you happy? Like what's making you smile a lot like that? And that was actually very bad. Made a whole lot of us not even smile or happy. You understand? So yeah, but for girls, for the women, their mental health is always considered. It's always considered. Always. Except in dire situations like in war but always considered for women. But for men, just do what you need to do. See, usually the response is always very, 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 very bad for many of them, but no not too deep on. You get most of the help that a man gets is even randomly, like people you don't even expect to help you out, like people you don't expect to give you a job are the ones that will give you the job. People you don't expect to help you financially are the ones that will help you financially. People you don't expect to even look at you are the ones that will end up helping you. People wey you sabi, wey you go meet say alpha guy abeg you be my guy, see o, nothing go come out from inside. All of them, usually many of them will just tell you stories. But if it's a woman that goes to go and meet the same guys for the same problem, they go find solution usually, or they will help the woman out, or they will point the woman in the right direction. But their fellow guy, many of them, na man dey do man like.
Yeah, no man. Okay, so it's two ways. It's two ways. Some like they attend to it, they reply you, like they give you what you want. But some the first word they use, you're not my girlfriend or you're not my wife, so I can't. Yeah,
And it's a problem, right?
yeah, that's a big problem. Like very very big problem. We need to stop that, please.
How can we correct
I don't know, maybe more awareness on mental health. More awareness on mental health would do justice to that. Because even when they reached out to me, I had to study more on that, and I noticed like we need more, like especially this our generation, we need more like more awareness on mental health for men.
There are very few people I can talk to. Again, maybe it's because of how I was raised. I was raised very content. You don't share your problem. You don't, everybody's going through their own stuff.
But no, I don't think that's an issue. Don't share your problem.
I mean, in this society that we live in, a problem shared is not always half solved if you don't share with the right person. So I'm very selective with the people I bring into my circle. Once you're in my circle, of course, we can talk about stuff. There are certain situations I could literally name names right now. There are people I could call to talk about pretty much anything, but there are just very few, like one or two. Every other person I can't even, bring into my space because, like I mentioned before, if I was vulnerable with you slightly and it gave the whole man up vibe, shouldn't you be able to, I would ensure not to be ever vulnerable, in your presence or in a situation that will involve you. We will man up until you're not there. One cry in the bathroom or something.
Let me not too deep it, but actually, guys need to like. I was sharing this with like my family members the other day that guys need to help each other more. Because like if I have a problem and I share with you as my friend, you should not be giving me only words of encouragement. Start with word of encouragement. Then the one way you feel do inside, you will try do one.
I guess more awareness regarding that. Just room for conversation, really, because again, I don't see it as I mean, it's a challenge because when you now think about suicide rates and you see that there are more men, and it's probably because people are not talking out. But at the same time, we don't want to have a situation where people are so gender fluid and you cannot tell who is a man and who's not a man based off everyone is now showing emotions. Everyone is being sensitive to certain emotions. I guess having a good way to address it would be to address from the grassroots to know what role is what's the role of the father in the family beyond providing, because there's got to be more. A man is expected to bring money and money. So beyond that, there should be more role, that there should be culture that supports what a man should do, who a man is as the head of family or as a leader, as against and I'm very careful to say this because when we say mental health, we're saying, it sounds like we're saying men should be vulnerable. That's not how we are. That's really not who we are. We shouldn't really break down, although we should have our safe space. So I guess we should create the healthy community by ourselves. Something very intentional, I guess.
Actually, I think how they talk about mental health for men these days is just generic. Telling him it's okay to cry, it's okay to bro, I have problem, help me solve my problem, bro. So they tell me say it's okay to cry, it's okay to no. I have a problem. Address this problem, more will solve am. Don't be telling me if it's addiction that's my problem. Tell me if it's Bible, if it's guiding and counseling. You understand? If it's money that's my problem, find work, give me. They tell me it's okay, you are loved. I know I am loved, bro. Find work, give me. You understand? That's like, I feel like they should be more practical about how they talk about you. Because if na woman now tell us say she get problem, they go find solution for am.
I think first of all eradicates the stigma around men opening up about their mental health, and then one advice I'd probably give is for all of us to always try and check up on one another. Because for me personally, what works for me is I might be going through something and then I might not really say it to anyone, but just having like socializing with people, it does a really good job on making things better. So you wouldn't know. There are people you might see and think they're doing all right, and to you maybe they're putting up a big smile, but just a short dialogue or just a very short conversation might help. So I think initially we have to eradicate the stigma around it, and then always try to be communicative with one another.
I guess if we as guys can be gracious to ourselves first, as against, the society giving room. You know, I'm trying not to be so biased, but you know how people could say, oh, a man, or rather, a lady can say a man should cry, a man should. Nobody wants a crying man. No lady wants a crying man. So, if there's anything about it, I would say men should be gracious to themselves. We should be gracious to ourselves. I mean, that's just it.
I want to go hard, though. But I think it starts from the family. Honestly, I think it starts from the family. If, like I said, my somebody like my father now, he always encourages me to tell him what the problem is. You understand, always. But some fathers are not like that. Once they pay your school fees, they send you to school, they give you food to eat. What else are you looking for? It's not supposed to be like that. You get, so from the family, if every family is teaching their sons how to, the way they teach their daughters how to, some of them, or not all of them, teach their daughter to. Some of them, the same treatment they give the boys, they give the girls. But if every family, teaches their sons how to open up, how to talk about their problems, how to share their challenges, you get, all those things will now translate. If my father teaches me, I teach my son, like that, like that, like that. By the time that permeates, everybody will be, at least it will be moderate. No, I'm not saying we'll not man up when we need to. If bege boss now, we go man up, say one fight. If fire the catch, we go now man go say one off am. But that emotional availability has to, be taught among Nigerian households and stuff. Yeah.
We're putting our stuffs for the media, putting our stuffs on social media, because all those little clips we see online helps a lot. But I don't know, people feel social media doesn't do anything. But for me, I just feel like that is like the best school, to be honest. Like when we see all those little stuffs online and everything, we just, we understand and get better.
I think they need to create more shows, realistic shows around men's mental health. I think they need to stop projecting unrealistic images of men. You understand? The images of men they like to project sometimes are either overly effeminate, the ones they like to do now on Netflix, where they pack all the gay guys and put in one show, or overly masculine, where the person is behaving like which show will I even use myself concept that is overly masculine. But yeah, you get the idea. Overly masculine, doesn't show emotions, blah 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 blah. I think shows, I think people, celebrities, everybody needs to kind of look for a balance of the ideal male characters and project that more than going either this extreme or that extreme. I know it's good for show and TV business, but let's try and find the balance.
Such a great deal, and not just in mental health, in like pretty much everything. That it's the kind of content that we consume out there has a way of influencing our view of the world and how we see ourselves, really, because it's a reflection of who we are. So if we can have very accommodating content that are quite instructive and educative out there, that would be awesome. I do think the media space has a lot of influence out there that can really impact what's acceptable, what is even culturally acceptable or not. Yeah.
To every man listening, you're allowed to feel. You're allowed to ask for help. You're allowed to cry. Pain does not make you weak. Silence does not make you strong. Being human, fully human, means facing hard things not alone, but together. And if you're struggling now, please talk to someone. There is no shame in needing light. There is only courage in stepping toward it. Being a man is not about bottling pain. It's about being human. And humans feel, struggle, break, heal. If you're a man watching this, you're not weak for hurting. You're brave for facing it.